Module 2, Lesson 3, titled Interpreting Division of Fraction by a Fraction Using Visual Models. The goal of this lesson, I can model division of fractions by fractions with common denominators. If you think back into Lesson 1, we divided a fraction by a whole number. Lesson 2, we divided a whole number by a fraction. Now we're going to divide a fraction by a fraction. But we're going to start off a little easier, and we're going to have common denominators or common size pieces in our visual models. Before we get into the opening exercise, as always, pause the video at any time, watch the parts as many times as needed, and make sure that you take good notes throughout. Now let's start on that opening exercise. It says draw a model to represent 12 divided by 3. To help you with the model, let's interpret what these numbers mean. Remember, all division, there's a same pattern. Let's say that this is our total. That tells me what I want to draw first. I want to draw a total of 12. That whole thing equals 12. Since this number is a whole number, I can interpret it as how many. I want to split it into how many equal pieces. If I split that into 3 equal pieces, my answer will be how big is each piece? Well, each piece would be 4. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Well, that's one way to interpret it. Another way to interpret it is by flipping these two parts around. What if we said this is how big is each piece going to be? That means our answer is going to be how many groups or how many pieces. Well, if I draw my total, 12, and split it up into pieces of 3, I've got 3, another 3 would be 6, another 3 would be 9, and then another 3 would be 12. How many of those pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces. So each of those models, if you understand what these numbers mean, total first, how big divided by how big equals how many, or flip it, total divided by how many equals how big, the models are easier to draw. Now before we end, let's create a question or a word problem that matches your model. What if we said 12 cards are shared equally among 3 people? Oops, no question mark there. How many cards will each person get? Which of those models that we drew up there goes along with that word problem? Be that one right there. You have 12 total, split among 3 people. How many will each person get? They get 4. If I wanted to write a word problem for the second one, I could say 12 cards are used in a game. Each person gets 3 cards. How many players can play? That word problem goes along with the second example. Total, each person, each group is 3 cards. How many groups are there? 4.